How's it going there, world? Beautiful people of the world. This is Kyle Laim Roja coming from the edge of the earth through the grit and the grind to share a little bit of God shine. I'm coming from Daniel 7. As I'm reading this, God has laid the interpretation on me. And I just want to just put it out here. You know, we all know enough of the truth because the awakening. And so just sit back and listen. He unlocked this. Like this, a seal has been broken. Daniel 7. In the first year of Bezalel, the king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream. Daniel had a dream and a vision of his head upon his bed. And he wrote the dream and told the sum thereof. Daniel spoke and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of heaven came upon the great sea. You know what I'm saying? The four winds of heaven represents the Father. You know, represents the Father. The four winds of heaven represents the Father, bruh. Like what he has made. All power comes from God. And four great beasts came up from the sea, different from one another. These four beasts are four kingdoms, but they're kingdoms of influence that has contributed to the shaping of this world from the beginning all the way to the end. The first was like a lion and had eagle wings. The reason why the first was like a lion is because Christ is the Lion of Judah. All things was made through Christ and had eagle wings. The reason why it had eagle wings is because Christ has created the angels. Like the angels. I beheld till the wings thereof was plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. Why was it made to stand upon his feet as a man? Why was it made? Why, you know what I'm saying? Why was it given a man's heart? Because when the fallen angels came down here, they taught mankind civilization. That's why it stated after the wings was plucked off, it stated that it was made to stand upon his feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. So that's the beginning of history. If you are biblically sound, that's the beginning. That's the beginning. See, the Bible is a code. You feel me? You got to understand these punchlines, similes, metaphors from God. Christ represents the lion, like he says, the tribe of Judah. But also, since this is the first one, the first kingdom, the first influence, he has wings. The lion has wings because Christ, everything was made through him, even the angels. The angels came down here. They broke the rules. They came down here and taught mankind civilization. So what happens? He plucked them wings from the fallen angels, which is a metaphorically speaking of the knowledge that they gave man. That's why it said they plucked the wings, and it was lifted up upon the earth and made to stand upon its feet as a man. As a man, because knowledge has been transferred from what the fallen angels did in the beginning of time. And a man's heart was given unto it. Now, from the beginning of creation all the way to the second beast, which represents Esau, and I'm going to prove that. This was man's like golden age to like develop. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's what this first influence of the beast was. Now we're about to fast forward, maybe I want to say 2,000 years, brother. You know what I'm saying? From Adam, we're about to fast forward 2,000 years from Adam with this next verse. With this next verse, we're about to fast forward 2,000 years from Adam with this next verse. You know what I'm saying? The first verse is Adam is, and this is pre-flood. The first verse, you know what I'm saying? And a little bit after, all the way into Esau comes. Verse 5. And behold, another beast, a second beast, like a bear. And it, wait a second. And behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it rose up itself on one side. The reason why it rose itself up on one side, because Esau has been about himself. You know what I'm saying? Has been about, you know, taking back the birthright that he gave away. You know what I'm saying? So Esau's about himself. You know what I'm saying? Like his turn. And it had 3 ribs in his mouth. And it had 3 ribs in his mouth of it, between the teeth of it. And they said, thus go. And they said, thus unto it arise and devour much flesh. Let me read it again. And behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself. And it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it. And they said, thus unto it arise and devour much flesh. So, you know, Esau rose himself up to take over the world, because back in Genesis, that was Isaac's blessing to Esau. You know what I'm saying? You'll take the earth with the sword, the best part of the earth, and you'll have the dew of heaven helping you do it. The dew of heaven is fallen angels, Mount Hermon. You know, you go to Psalms 133, and you'll see the difference between the dew of Hermon and the dew of Zion. The 3 ribs in the bear's mouth that devour, the 3 ribs in the bear's mouth that devours much flesh, is Alexander conquering the world. That's 1 rib. And then his kingdom that got divided into 4. That's another rib. And then you have the Roman Empire. You know what I'm saying? That's another rib. And all them empires devoured much flesh. When you look into history, this is 2,000 years from Adam. Verse 4 and verse 5 is 2,000 years from each other. Verse 4 talks about the development of man from the inspiration of Christ making everything, and then the fallen angels coming down here teaching mankind how to make this and that, and then the wings was plucked, and man was given him to stand up on his feet and given a heart. You know what I'm saying? Because he has knowledge now from the heavens to create civilizations. You read the book of Enoch, that they taught mankind how to make swords, weapons, tools, music. So In verse 5, by the time we get to the bear, you know what I'm saying, devouring much flesh, we're seeing this stuff implemented. But if you don't know history, if you're programmed by this society, it's just gonna go over your head. You know what I mean? This is revelation knowledge that he gave me. Now let's go to the verse 6. The other beast. After this I beheld, and lo, another. Wait a second. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given unto it. Now, guess what that is? Guess what that is? That's Israel. That's black nobility. That's European nobility. And I'm about to prove it. From verse 4, with the bear and the ribs in his mouth, all the way, you know what I'm saying? Rise and devour much flesh. I mean, from verse 5, you know what I'm saying, describing the bear and the beast, they had the ribs, you know what I'm saying? That's Esau and all of that. From 5 to 7, that is about 1,000 years, maybe 1,200 years, 1,000 years. You got to follow the similes, the punchlines, the metaphors. I'm showing y'all how God showed me. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given unto it. Now, the leopards, most of them is in Africa, right? What skin of people is in Africa? Dark-skinned people. The true Israelites is dark-skinned. The true Hebrews is dark-skinned. God is leaving clues to let you know who's who off of person, places, and things, because he's God. You see? The 4 wings represents our spiritual side. The 4 wings represents our angelic side. You see? You see? And the 4 heads upon the beast, which was given dominion, was given to it. Dominion is like influence, a kingdom. Why was dominion given to these 4 heads? Benjamin, Judah, Levi, and Joseph. God gave this land over here to Joseph. That's dominion. And then Benjamin and Levi, some went into Europe and established kingdoms. That's dominion. Some went into Africa, established kingdoms of Christianity. Like when you go to Ethiopia, Christianity, you feel me, was in Africa before it was in Europe. And then if you don't want to believe it, the black nobility, the archives showing the Black Mary, the Black Jesus. That can be dominion in your mind. You think back in the Dark Ages. You know what I'm saying? Dominion was given to this beast. Some people automatically think, oh, it's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad thing, but they don't know God. Just how we described up here with the first beast. It was like a lion and it had eagles, but then it was plucked off. Followed the order. Christ is the lion. Everything was made through Christ. He made the angels. The angels came down here, taught mankind civilization. The wings was plucked off. Man was made to stand on his feet and have a heart. You're saying you got to understand the similes through time. You got to understand these things so you can put these pieces together to let you know what it truly is. And that dominion was given to them 4 tribes that I just talked about. The scepter will never leave Judah. Levi will always be a priest before God. Benjamin, I forgot somewhere in the testimonies of the 12, you know what I'm saying? He was given dominion. And then Joseph was given dominion. And the leopard let you know the skin color. You know what I'm saying? The leopard let you know the skin color of this beast. And the 4th beast is going to explain exactly what I'm saying. After this, I saw in the night vision and beheld the 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and broke in pieces and stampled the residue with the feet of it, and it was different from all the other beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. Now, why did the 4th beast was strong and was terrible from all the other beasts, and it trampled the residue of it all? Because the black nobility in Europe was stomped out, coming over here to the Americas, where the other 10 tribes was over here already established. That was stomped out. You know what I'm saying? By the 4th beast. See, these 4 beasts is time and influence that has shaped this world. But if you don't know Bible prophecy, if you don't know, what God has been doing from the beginning of time, you know what I'm saying? You won't get this. If you don't accept the light and the crown, if you don't accept the Holy Mother as a female, you won't get none of this. She's not about to give you this like this. That's the reason why this 4th beast trampled and broke into pieces the residue with his feet, changing all the history, destroying all the history of everything, destroying all the history. There are cycles in time. See, God's word is a two-edged sword. It cut in and it cut out. The reason why this 4th beast is dreadful above all the other beasts, and it stumbled and it trampled and broke into pieces the residue, and it was different from all other beasts, you know why? Because Isaac told Esau that he's going to take the yoke off his neck that his brother put on him. So when you see the takeover, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing Esau take the yoke off of his neck. What was the yoke? The true color of the Israelites, the true color, you know what I'm saying, of Christ, the true doctrine of Christ, you know what I'm saying, the true Sabbath day you're supposed to worship on, the true holy days you're supposed to worship on. You feel me? Esau sold his birthright. And throughout time and history, he's been trying to get it back to the point to where he done shaped his own religion off of the truth. But it was already prophesied. So when you see this fourth last terrible beast breaking down and tearing everything up, that he's taking that yoke off. You see? The yoke of what? The dominion of the third beast that was given to the third beast. The dominion that was given to the third beast is 70 AD. Israel left black, but 1948 they came back white. They all say that over there. And let's just you know what I mean? Let's just one time. Dang. Okay, well, I wanted to do it like this. Shout out to my brother, man. Shout out to my bro. This is real, man. All this is real, bruh. You just gotta know the spirit of God.
You got a lot of people that practice a lot of cognitive dissonance, unfortunately, guys. And they still try to debate the word swarthy to me. It doesn't just mean a tan, all right? I've shown so many different dictionaries and etymology pages, books, showing you what it really means and how it got applied in different ways. And in different ways to dark-skinned people, which includes so-called black people throughout history. We ain't gonna pretend this ain't real. We can't practice cognitive dissonance when it's right in front of you.
Save time and money booking your getaway when you set your price range.
Oh, the blood of Christ is against you.
Get the best deals across
You're hating.
Right in front of you. Swarthy or black. All right, we're in the American Dictionary of the English Language. Intended to exhibit the origin, affinities, and primary signification of English words, okay? I don't care what you think. We're in volume 2 of this, Webster's 1828 dictionary, okay? And once again, swart, to make tawny. Swartly, duskly with a tawny hue. Swarthiness, tawniness, a dusky or dark complexion. Swarthy. Definition A, or 1, being of a dark hue or dusky complexion, tawny. In warm climates, the complexion of men is universally swarthy or black. Swarthy or so-called black. There is no black. Ain't nobody black. That's the crayon color. But either way, you know what they mean. The Moors, right? The Moors are swarthy. The Moors, Spaniards, and Italians are more swarthy than the French, German, and English. That's what they say here in 1828. I guess they forgot what Benjamin Franklin said in 1750. You know, let's not use crayon colors to refer to people and generalize. You know, let's just try to learn and let them learn. Let these people who are ignorant, let them learn. They can argue and talk all day, but we got sources and we got history. We got genealogy, you know, primary stuff here. Okay? Definition number 2 of Swarthi. All right? Pay attention, everybody out there. Pay attention. Active listening is very important with this kind of stuff. That's why you're here, right? Because you want to know things about history, correct stuff. We're not here just to philosophize and blog, right? I'm not here just to blog and give my opinions, right? Definition number 2, black. That's what Swarthi means. Definition number 2, black. Definition number 2, black. As the Swarthi African, just like an African, not just talking about tans. Yes, you might apply Swarthi dark, because it means dark. You can use dark in many ways, right? So if we talk about dark complexion, yeah, you can use Swarthi. Some people that might have a tan, but in general, we're talking about also so-called black people. The definition number 2 is Swarthi. 1828 Webster's Dictionary means black. Swarthi means black. The Swarthi African. Swarthiness, a tawny color. Swartish, somewhat dark or tawny. Swartish. Swarthi, tawny. All right? So-called black. We clear? We clear with that? Before we get into the primary sources that are describing these people with these words, don't forget, it means black. So-called black. You see it? I highlighted it. Do you see? Don't pretend you're blind. Don't practice cognitive dissonance. Listen. Let go. Empty your cup. Empty your cup. I'm trying to help you see something. This might help you grow as a human. Be more conscious of certain things. Respectful of certain people. And get you off that ego trip. Get you off that stereotype, that racism, that prejudices. Come on now. Swarthi means so-called black, especially in these colonial primary source writings. And right away, big shout out to Kirkland, 88.
So now you starting to see the picture. It's been a huge conspiracy, the true conspiracy. It's been a true conspiracy. It's been a true conspiracy to wipe out God's people. But at the same time, God already, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are the inner twinkings and kinks, you know what I'm saying, before Zion comes. So it had to be like this. If you have any pride and you want to hold on to like something, like God ain't in control, you're going to be put down. But if you let it go and realize what it is, you're going to be spared. Let's just go back to right here, the fourth beast. And after I saw in a night vision and beheld the fourth beast dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had iron teeth. It devoured and broke into pieces and stamped the residue of with its feet of it, and it was different from all the other beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. The 10 horns is the 10 kings that speaks in Revelations, you know what I'm saying, that shall hate the whore. The reason why the 10 horns hate the whore, because they're tired of lying. You know what I'm saying? They're tired of pushing this lie. You know, they're tired of pushing this lie. Who's the father of lies? Satan is the father of lies. What did the book of Adam and Eve said? On the west side of the earth, they was going to give themselves to the yielding of the beast and the workings of Satan. What did it say in Revelation 17? The whole earth is made drunk off the fornication of the great whore. Stomp into pieces all the history before time. Not before time, but all the past. You know what I'm saying? And everything, whitewashed everything. And I'm not a bigot or anything like that, but this is the truth. This is the reason why Kennedy got knocked down, because he wanted to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that want to tell the truth, bro, that gets knocked down. But the Bible, you can't go against the Bible. And guess what? It ain't over. You about to go a little bit deeper. Watch this. I considered the horns, and beheld, there came up amongst them another little horn, before whom there were three of the one horn plucked up by the root. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and the mouth speaking great things. So now we're into the 10 kings. The 10 kings, you can put all that. You can put the industrial complex. You know what I'm saying? From where, we was riding horses for a thousand years. Now we train plane cars and all this and all that. You know what I'm saying? The 10 kings, you know what I'm saying? That represents the technology and the time that we're in. And then out of that, 3 horns come. 2 of them got taken up by the root, but the other one stayed and had eyes as a man. What is that? That's that camera in your eyes. That's that chip in your eyes. Trying to track you. Trying to follow you. Putting microchips in your eyes to see what you see. This the Bible. You want that blessing now though, huh? Oh, you want to fall in love? You think you done met Prince Charming? Just been studied through technology. Don't love you. Just been studying you. And I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them a little horn, before whom there were 3 of the one horn, plucked up by the root. And behold, in this horn were eyes like a man, and a mouth spoke great things. The reason why the mouth is speaking great things, because they're laughing and he and ha ha as they look at your life. What you like, what you don't like, how freaky you can get, and this and that. And then it isn't just the cameras in your eyes. It's the surveillance everywhere. The cameras are everywhere. You got to understand the Bible. You got to understand what time it is. Everybody wanted a blessing. This is the blessing. Everybody's speaking some stuff that's contrary to revelation knowledge. You know why? Because you don't got the light. You can't see nothing. You hate the light. You're the abominable church. You should be preaching this in church, but you can't because you don't have the light or the crown. But guess what, though? This horn that has eyes like a man, that speak great things because it's all in your business, is the sign to let you know that Christ is coming, because it's over. Let's read the next verse. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whom garment was white as snow, and his hair as pure wool. His throne was a fiery flame, and his wheels were as burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him, and judgment was set, and the books were open. I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. You know what I'm saying? Who's that beast? The fourth beast is talking about, you know what I'm saying, that trampled all the other ones and trampled the residue, which is taking the identity of the history of the world, basically, because they had the power to do so. Changing everything up. That beast is about to be slain. The 10 kings don't want to live a lie no more. They don't want to live a lie no more. They don't want to go with the agenda no more. God is waking up his people. As concerned of the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time. The reason why is because they're victims too. God gave them time to repent. Because God, you got to remember, the Most High God was the one that's laying the power down from the beginning of the influence of these 4 beasts. The last beast did what he wanted it to do, thinking that he could change it all. But God is in control. That's why the Most High God came back. Now let's keep reading. I saw in a night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days. They brought him near him before him. That's Christ coming to God, his Father, his God. And there was given dominion and glory and kingdom. All peoples, nations, language shall serve him. His dominion is an everlasting kingdom, which shall not pass, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. And don't you got the chip in the camera in your eyes? Everybody's all looking at your life. Isn't there cameras everywhere? The next prophecy is for Christ to come to set up his kingdom. That's why Israel's waking up. The supernatural power and all that dominion is going to be given to us. And the Gentiles who want to accept the truth. Whether you poor or rich. Y'all know about this struggle. I really don't got no time to really go into detail. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know about this. You know what I'm saying? Daniel was grieved in my spirit, in the midst of my body, and the vision of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by, and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me, and made me know the interpretation of these things. This great beast, which are 4 kings, which shall rise out of the earth. You know what I'm saying? And I went through it. But the saints of the Most High God shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever. Amen. So, and like, you got to understand, like, just because the 4 leopards with the 4 wings and all that, just because they Israelites, that don't mean that was right. You got to understand, we all done had a hand in shaping this world for the negative, and we're all going to have a hand in shaping this world for the positive. But it has to be in spirit and in truth. That's why Christ's kingdom said it was, and in verse 14. And there was given dominion and glory and a kingdom that all people, nations, language should serve him. But it has to be in spirit and truth. You see? Christ told that woman at the well, you don't got to go to the mountain to serve. You don't got to go to Jerusalem to serve. Was at the mountain. He was in Samaria. Was in Samaria. Mount Hermon. Was in Jerusalem, the temple. But, you know what I'm saying, we messed that up. So now God is looking for the ones that want to worship him in spirit and in truth. And this is, you know what I'm saying, this is how it goes. Then I would know the truth of the 4th beast, which was different from all the others, exceedingly dreadful, whose teeth were iron, and his nails as brass, which devourer breaketh into pieces, and stamp the residue thereof, changing everything, stamping it all out. You know what I mean? Taking it over, lying and everything. The abominable church, all of that, lying about everything. You know what I'm saying? Listening to the inspirations of Satan. And the 10 horns that were in his head, and the others which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spoke very great things, who look was more stout than his fellows. I beheld, and the same horn made war against the saints and prevailed against them. You know what I'm saying? The influence of Satan, the religion of Satan. Satan then gave the people the power, his people power, to track you through the phone. And oh, you think you're going into the doctor just to get a surgery? They put you out and put a chip in you. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is just what it is. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. You're all a slave. All of you. This is what it is. Verse 22. Let's read verse 21. And I beheld the same horn made war against the saints and prevailed against them through the technology, just wearing you down. And I can go into, this lesson I could have just broke down and just really just made it fine and prestige and almost like a documentary. But y'all know I don't got time for that right now. I ain't got time for that right now. Y'all know. Verse 22, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given unto the saints of the Most High God, and the time came for the saints to possess the kingdom. What is the kingdom? The kingdom is the influence. That's why the 4th beast stamped out all the old influences. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Took over. The influence. And I should, you know what I'm saying? I might just have to just redo this lesson and give it back to you with, landmarks, persons, places, things, and different documentaries, because it is really deep. It really is. It's very deep. But y'all know, all my Hebrew Israelite brothers out there, y'all know. All y'all Christians out there who've been reading Daniel, and now you just like, what the heck? Yeah, you know. All y'all Christians out there looking on the phone, looking at my life. Yeah, that's what it is. It's that horn with many eyes, with a mouth of a man, But you don't like the light. You don't like the crown. So you think you're part of something. Ain't part of God's kingdom. Until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given unto the saints of the Most High God. And the time came for the saints to possess the kingdom, the influence. You know what I'm saying? You will be praised for doing good. You won't be blessed for doing evil. You won't be blessed for being Satan's advocate. You'll be blessed for being God's servant. Because the kingdom, the influence. Thus said the Most High God. Thus he said, the 4th beast shall be the 4th kingdom upon the earth, which shall be different from all kingdoms. Why? Train, plane, rockets, guns, all this high technology. That's why. The fourth beast shall be the 4th kingdom upon the earth. It shall be different from all. It shall be different from all the kingdoms. It shall be different from all the kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it into pieces. Pollution, the fish is dying. You know what I'm saying? The ozone layer is cracking. You know. Can't even breathe. Everybody want to get a blood money by sacrificing your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? The fourth kingdom is different from all the rest. No morals. If I had a time machine, I would love to live back in the ancient days. Yeah, it might have been barbaric, but you know what I'm saying? A man was appreciated. You know? And different from all the fourth beast was different from all the kingdoms, and it devoured the whole earth and tread it into pieces and broke it into pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be different from the first, and he shall seduce the 3. That's the technology. You know what I'm saying? And they shall speak great words against the Most High God, and wear out the saints. That's Satanism. You know what I'm saying? That's magic. You know what I'm saying? Used for the dark side. And let's read it. And the 10 kings out, and the 10 kings out of this kingdom, and the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be different from the first, and he shall seduce the 3. And honestly, that's America, because the 10 kings is European powers, but then there was 3. Them 3 was England, France, and Spain. You know what I'm saying? Because those was the ones who colonized the world the most. And then out of that came that one horn, which is America, which bark at all of them. See, this is the Bible. But if you don't know history, though, you know what I'm saying? Cats don't want to know nothing about history. You know what I'm saying? They don't, you know what I'm saying? They just want to point the finger, this person this person that, or they want kingdom spouse or kingdom, but they don't know nothing about world current events, history, nothing. Y'all know nothing. If you ain't talking about who the people is or talking about the heart of God, what you doing? The struggle of God, Zion. And I love this country, but it's two different nations in this country. And he spoke great words against the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? They always want to talk about, they always want to go against God in this country, but they want to hide behind him like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is. And he spoke great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, wear out the saints, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given unto the hands until the time of times and the dividing of times. That's also the Roman Catholic Church. You know what I'm saying? The Jesuits. You know what I'm saying? It's also them changing everything. You know what I'm saying? That's Esau in the scheme of things, trying to take his blessing back. But you know, you can't take it back with Satan. You just have to fall into the fold and become one with your ancestor, Abraham, God's friend. But Satan's way of trying to get into the kingdom is not happening. It's not happening. This heaven and hell like state. I can care less about what anybody think. I'm not going to hell, bruh. Trying to get some brownie points off of a temporary system. You see? You see? He lives. He lives in you. But you got to activate. But, verse 26, but the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion and consume and be destroyed unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion of the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given unto the people of the saints of the Most High God, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Hitherto is the end of the matter. As for me, Daniel, my congrats much trouble me, and my countenance changed in me, but I kept the matter in my heart. Boom. That's all I wanted to. That's all I wanted to spit. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna put pictures and I'm gonna put times and I'm gonna put dates with all this. I just wanted to just give a real rough draft real quick, but that's what it is, y'all. You need to open up your eyes, and really live for God. You got to be a renegade. Turning from one faith to another. That's what renegade means. God woke me up in 2007. He told me everything I knew about the church, throw out the water. You're a renegade. And that's what it is. You have to be a renegade. You know what I'm saying? Stop making the main objective about God blessing you. The devil can do that. Stop making the main objective about judging people. We're in this system that has been manipulated from the beginning of time. Christ is the lion. The angel wings on the lion represents the heavenly realm that Christ made. They came down here, influenced man. That's why man was able to get a heart and stand on his own 2 feet. And you see how we went through history from the beginning of time all the way to the end? Because it's real. Christ's life. Out of here, baby.